All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, as I Craft Chest here in Archeage Unchained, and here we are 6 days in from the day of launch. Tomorrow will be the 7th. I didn't actually get in until the 8th day, which would have been last Wednesday, for numerous reasons. Number one, I never did get to actually secure a name or a character on any server. Mainly the Win East is where we were going to go originally, and I had said that from the get-go, that we wanted to go on Win East. We never did get to do that, and at the last minute, just luckily, before they locked this server down, I got into Denny's server, aka Dinestrius, or whatever you want to pronounce it, and because I noticed that there were a few people that I recognized that had actually originally planned to come to this server just due to the population, and then even this server got locked down. Then they unlocked Kalen, but I am not one to actually go server hopping, so I'm going to stick with this server. That's just the bottom line. In the future, if they offer a server transfer, maybe we might all group up on a different server. But even though I'm not 100% established, as you can see, I do have property, but my level's kind of lacking. I'm going to have to go into marathon mode at this point anyway, because we're so far behind that it's going to be kind of rough catching up. But with all those other people in the higher level areas, it will allow me to actually get through some of the mid-tier areas, which I'm at right now. I'm only in mid-game right now. We're not even to in-game material, because the game, as everybody knows, is broken up. And if you're new to the game, this is for you. If you already know this, it's not. So just, you want to fast forward a couple of moments, go for it. The first 30 levels is your tutorial. Your 30 to 50 is your beginner to mid-game, getting your combat out of the way. And then once you hit level 50 to 55, that's whenever you start hitting soft cap to cap, and then into your ancestral level, which is your in-game material. All right, so there's different stages of the game. If you don't study it, you're not going to really understand what's going on in the game. But now that we're out of the 1 week phase, as we go into the second week and the third week, it'll start getting smoother and smoother, and hopefully they'll get to the point to where they unlock all the servers and just be done with it. And if there's a queue, so be it. If that's your choice to sit in queue to get on a particular server, which in my opinion they should have done from the get-go. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I don't understand how they're trying to do their infrastructure for server stabilities and etc. Maybe we're not understanding the technical parts of it. But these are new servers. They are in Dallas. The game is played super smooth. So whatever it is that their idea, maybe that's their idea, just keep the game super smooth. I mean, we are supposedly running on 64-bit DirectX 11, and it has been an awesome experience with virtually no lag and no ticks or anything else in it. If there have been, it's been very negligible. So there's that. All right. And before I go any farther, because I know I'm going to miss a ton of items that I want to go over, but I actually did an earlier take on this a couple of days ago, and it turned more into a therapy session and a venting session, making the video and not actually stepping back and going, you need to give it more of a fair chance of that. The growing pains of the first week of any server release. You've been there. You've done that since 2014. Wait. And so that's what I did. And here we are today. And I know I'm going to miss a bunch of things that I already went over, such as the dailies, such as the ARC pass, such as the server locks. And those are the three main ones that I believe need to be tweaked overall for the game to progress even farther as a positive to the community. And if they can fix those three things, which I'm dearly hoping that they do, and they will eventually, something will happen with that. Just keep on talking to them about it. Us as an Archeage Unchained community being pay-to-play players, it's a lot different than playing on the legacy servers. It's a lot different than the free-to-play model, and they realize this. All right, so we have to keep the communications open, not just as a whining session, but as constructive criticism and ideas to make the game better. And if they're good enough and they put a bunch of ideas together, put it to Excel, and if Excel makes it happen, then it's just going to make our community be even better. All right, so just keep that in mind, that we have to be patient, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to suggest, rather than me spending, countless minutes making this video any longer than it needs to be, I'm actually going to promote another video that captures the essence of what I want to say in this video, but it's going to be better for you to watch his video because he's progressed a lot farther than I have. All right, and the person's name is Zavage. Now, I've watched Zavage since September, and ever since I have watched him, I've lurked in his channel. I don't think I've said a whole lot, if anything. I've had a couple of little messages back and forth on Twitter, but that's about it. But Zavage's last video, and I'll put a link to it right down here in the description, his community has grown at an exponential rate, not only on Twitch, but also here on YouTube. And one thing that I appreciate from this guy is that he keeps it real, number one. He's very down to earth, or seems to be anyway. He hasn't let the growth turn him into a proverbial fanboy or sellout, or as he put it in his last video, I know everybody thinks that I'm turned into a shill. I need to look that up. What does shill mean? Somebody educate me on that. But anyway, he's pretty much not let his success go to his head. All right, that's the bottom line on that. And you know what? I appreciate that, because so many times you see people that are growing a community, and so many times you see where they get to that particular point of success, and then they forget how the community is more important than your success. And in a lot of ways, that's a good thing. In so many ways, it can be a bad thing if you do let it go to your head, because how many times have we in the past promoted different peoples that we haven't even heard from ever since? And those that are close-knit in this community know what I'm talking about and who we're talking about. Not the old schoolers, though. We're talking about more recent and outside of the actual, D2 community and all that good stuff. Diablo, by the way, not Destiny. When I say D2 these days, people automatically think I'm talking about Destiny. No, I'm not. We're talking about old school type of community, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about more recent. But anyway, he hasn't been like that, and you know what? I really appreciate that from this guy. So he'll have my support as long as he keeps it the way it is, and not even giving misinformation. He's not one of those that's going to say, yeah, go out and do that. Get rid of your bow. Get rid of your loot. You don't need that. You want to be a bow? Yeah, you got to get a whole new one, which I've heard people do. And that is complete and utter nonsense for people to set other people up for failure. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me that people would have that mentality to do it, but he hasn't done it, and I appreciate that. This person right here, did y'all see them running? They got like that Zimbabwe ping happening. Look, they probably started moving like 5 minutes ago. But anyway, I digress. So look, the positive things about the game, and that's what I really want to cover. The positive things about the game is Land Rush went off without a hitch. I got the two places that I had scoped out, one here in Falcorth and the other one being in Rockhala. We're actually going to have a cottage and a 16 here. We're probably just going to end up with this 16 and this place, taking up the Scarecrow and putting it someplace else, if anywhere. Normally I just stow that just in case, and then we'll end up with a 16 by 16 farm at level 50, and then somewhere we'll put an aqua farm, whether it's off the coast of Yenister or the last time like we did down here in the Sunbite Wilds. And that's probably what we're going to do down in the Boiling Sea, because it's a pretty easy place to get to. You port in here, you fly through this valley, and then you can land right on top of it. And it's convenient to get to, in my opinion. So that's probably where we're going to put an aqua farm, because I want to start making the polishes and all the other things. If you've played the game in the past, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go into great detail about it. Some of the other things is positive is that the grinding in the game is an enjoyable grind as far as the story progression is concerned, as far as the side quests are concerned. I don't feel like I'm not making progress. And once again, I know I haven't played a whole lot. Probably total, I've played 3 solid days of actual questing. And those have been in burst sessions of maybe straight up doing quests 6 to 8 hours. The rest of the time doing like you do here, or do like I'm doing here, which is making side content, coming up with different ideas, theory crafting what I want to do in the future in the game, and switching gears because being that we didn't get in the original server with everybody, it kind of messed things up to where I was going to go straight up caster, and I ended up making a herald, which is a character that I've played only once before, but it's pretty good, actually, whenever you get later in the game. All right. Oh, yeah. And with that said, I'm not going to go a whole lot farther than that. Go check out Zavage's video. He's going to cover it way better than I can, just quite simply because he's farther along in the game. If you're here from any of the other videos that I've made here in the recent past, I appreciate you guys. If you're new here, I appreciate you guys also. And everybody that checks us out over on Twitch, if you have a Twitter, follow us over there to know when we're going live. Join our Discord server if you'd like. You can !Discord in our Twitch, and you'll get an invite to the Discord server, and you're welcome to join us. FYI, I am not a voice chat person. You can talk to anybody that's known me for any length of time, unless we're actually doing something on a mission together. I don't do a whole lot of voice chat, so don't take that as to offense. Don't take it as something, I don't like you or something wrong or whatever. I just don't do voice chat a whole lot. When I do, I have to be we have to be doing something. I don't just hang out in voice chat to hang out in voice chat. All right? So don't take offense to that if I don't. I like to text. I like to type, both online and in-game a lot of times. And that's it. So there you go. I'm going to end it there before I get off onto a ramble. Once again, links down here. Appreciate you, Zavage, for coming out and being as awesome as you are. And I thank everybody out there for being part of the Craft Chest Nation. It's a craft of the mind, everybody. Go out there and have some fun. And stay tuned for more Archeage Unchained. Woo!